Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. 2 big bills signed to support veterans, and I wanted to share it with you here today. Now, this is specific to Florida. However, every state watches each other, right? And we could potentially see this roll out in other states. Now, here's the thing. If this is something that is not happening in your state, you need to share information with your state elected officials, your governor's office, that type of stuff. That's how we get things done, right? Hey, this is a great benefit. This is something that's supporting veterans. We'd really like to see something like that here. Remember that veterans bring in billions of dollars into the state's ecosystems. For example, just to use the top 3 states as far as numbers, California, Texas, and Florida, which are the top 3 veteran populated states, bring in about $30 billion a year in VA compensation alone. So federal money to the veteran constituency of those states. And guess what? Veterans are really good at not saving their money. So what do? We spend it. We spend it on housing, we spend it on restaurants, buying a car, whatever it is. We are supporting the local economy, and that money that we spend is getting taxed and circulating back into the state's ecosystems. So the states absolutely want to do things to keep veterans in their state. With that, let's jump into this. Hit the thumbs up for me, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. Each and every one of you matter with regard to getting this word out there. The 2 asks are really, look, hit the thumbs up, let the video run, helps to push this out. And knowledge is power. The more that we know what's going on in other states, the more that we can champion for ourselves in our states. So let's jump into it. Ron DeSantis signs 2 bills to support Florida veterans. Let's see what's going on. Today, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed Florida HB 725 and CSCSHB 1329 into law. The bills expand benefits available for veterans. Outstanding. Meanwhile, you have Virginia that has just ripped away benefits from Gold Star families, from surviving spouses, dependents with regard to their educational debacle for those of the veteran sphere, right? So let's jump back into this. Okay, so there's a quotation here. Florida is committed to remaining the most military and veteran-friendly state in the nation. Amen. Every state should strive for that statement, right? Insert your state's name there, and they should say the same thing. Again, it's a money thing too. So it's not just because it's the right thing. It's also because we, the veteran sphere, bring in tons of money into the state's ecosystems, and we bring in federal jobs and so forth. So let's move on. So that's what DeSantis said, and it says here, we are proud to support those who have bravely served our country, and today's legislation will help ensure that veterans and their families have the resources they need to successfully transition into civilian life with their loved ones by their side. It will also provide more benefits to veterans and educate future generations on the sacrifices made by service members. House Bill 725 expands the eligibility for admissions to veterans' long-term care facility to include spouses or surviving spouses of qualified veterans. That is outstanding. The other day, I had a conversation with a veteran whose father was also a veteran. Father passed away. Mother is still alive. Mother's not doing well and needs to go into assisted care. Well, if she was in Florida, now surviving spouses could be qualified to go into these long-term care facilities. So other states, in fact, I believe every state, I'm not sure, but I think every state has state-run veterans homes. They all have different criteria, there's different amounts, but they typically will range from, independent living type of a situation all the way through to skilled nursing and memory care. So if you're not aware of those, check them out. All right, moving on. According to DeSantis' office, the Florida Department of Veterans Affairs has 1,102 skilled nursing and assisted living beds in 9 state veterans nursing homes across the state. and currently is in the process of adding a 10th home that will give Florida the most state-operated facilities in the nation. State's veterans nursing homes provide valuable services for veterans and their families. Now, the other states, again, the two big ones, again, because it's the three biggest ones. I believe California has 8, Texas, I believe, has 9, and then Florida has 9. With this being the 10th, we'll move them to the most. And ironically, Florida is number 3 with veteran population, but Florida's stepping it up to make sure that there are beds available for our aging and need-based veterans. Moving on. The 4 bullet points here for the type of services, providing skilled nursing and hospice care, very important and expensive, offering adult day health care, offering inpatient and outpatient rehabilitation services, and housing wellness centers and veteran service offices. Outstanding. Next piece here, House Bill 1329 focuses programs and expands benefits for veterans here in the state of Florida. More specifically, the bill, and there's 3 bullet points here, is designates that Florida is for Veterans Inc., Veterans Florida, a nonprofit created within the FDVA to help military veterans transition to civilian life. Serves as a state's initial point of contact for military transition assistance for veterans and their spouses reaching the end of their service career. So it's a state program that is basically reaching out and grabbing veterans and helping them through the transition from a state perspective. So if you are planning to retire in or exit the military and go to Florida, that is a absolute benefit that you would want to be connected to. Next bullet, increases Veterans Florida's board of directors from 9 to 11 members, with a new appointee allocated to both the President of the Senate and Speaker of the House of Representatives. Next one, revises the Veterans Employment and Training Services Program to match veterans and spouse with businesses within their preferred market and industry, encourage entrepreneurship and growing veteran-owned small businesses, prioritizes grant funds for training, certification, and licenses, provide that businesses participating in the Veterans Employment and Training Services Program may also receive a grant under any other state-run program, and authorize Veterans Florida to assist state agencies in recruiting veteran talent into their workforce and maximize veteran access to benefits, services, training, and education. Next bullet point here is creates a fee exemption on hunting and fishing licenses for honorably discharged veterans with qualifying service-connected disability, requires public school instruction on the history and importance of Veterans Day and Memorial Day. Amen. Outstanding. Now that should be something that's included in public school. So requires public school instruction on the history and importance of Veterans Day and Memorial Day. Moving on, last one here, creates and funds the Major John Leroy Haynes Florida Veterans History Program to record the stories of Florida's veterans and preserve them for future generations. Quotation here, today's bill signing is an important milestone as we proudly serve Florida's veterans with purpose and passion, said retired Marine Corps Major General James S. Hartzell, Executive Director of the Florida's Department of Veterans Affairs. Admitting eligible spouses and surviving spouses into our state veterans home is another great accomplishment to keep Florida the most veteran-friendly and sought-after state in the nation. In addition, the Veterans Bill, known as HB 1329, also creates new awareness programs honoring our state's veterans and expands earned benefits for eligible veterans and spouses. I commend Governor DeSantis and our legislators for supporting these two key bills. For more information regarding benefits and services available to Florida in the state of Florida, please visit floridavets.org. To contact the State Veterans Service Office, officer, call 727-319-7440. Again, 727-319-7440, and they will return your call within 24 hours. You may also contact them via email at FD, which is Florida Department, VA, Veterans Affairs, fdva.vso@fdva.fl.gov. Whatever. It is what it is. So you can also Google search it and get there. With that, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.